Hello friends! Welcome to another The Gaming Generation review. And this week's review is a game about brave warriors. A game about blades. It's a game that tells a tale. But what kind of tale?
Transcending history and the world. A tale of souls and swords, eternally retold.
Yes, I'm talking about Soul Calibur 2. This game was released in 2002 for arcades, Nintendo GameCube, the Xbox, the original Xbox, PlayStation 2, and that's it. And the best part is that each of the game consoles had an exclusive character. GameCube had Link from The Legend of Zelda, the original Xbox had Spawn from its own franchise, and the PlayStation 2 had Heihachi from the Tekken series. I am going to review mostly the GameCube version because that's the version I've had. Oh, and it's important to note that in 2013 the game was re-released in HD for the Xbox 360 and the PlayStation 3 with online capability. These versions don't have any exclusive characters. But how is Soul Calibur 2? What is it? It's a 3D fighter where you can walk to the depth of the screen. It's not a side-scrolling fighter like almost all Street Fighters and the classic Mortal Kombats. I usually do not like 3D fighters at all, but with Soul Calibur I feel alright, because Soul Calibur is very well crafted. One of the most important parts of the concept of Soul Calibur is that each character wields a unique weapon with a unique fighting style. Then we've got persons with sword and shields, we've got persons with bow staffs, with tonfas, samurai swords, ninja daggers, and so on and so on. The story of Soul Calibur 2 specifically happens in 1591, and like all the other installments of the franchise, it's all about the two swords, the evil Soul Edge and the benevolent Soul Calibur, and the warriors who seek each one of those, and the war that comes forth because of it, and evil creatures and righteous warriors against not so righteous warriors, and so on and so on. It's a very cool setting. I'm not going into details. How do you control? Well, of course you move with the control stick, and you've got three main types of attacks: the horizontal, the vertical, and the kick. When you combine those commands with directional inputs, you've got a big plethora of moves to apply on a fight, and it flows very well. You can defend, and you've got an interesting feature, which is the guard impacts. If you press defense and forwards or backwards at the same time, your character will do an animation. If your opponent attacks you or tries to grab you in that animation, he will get thrown out of balance, and thus you can hit him in that time where he is gaining back his posture. You've got throws. You can grab your opponents. You can grab by pressing the horizontal attack button and defense, or the vertical attack button and defense at the same time. The angle by which you grab your opponent and which attack button you pressed with defense is what determines what throw you're going to apply. You can defeat your opponent by zeroing his HP or by throwing him out of the ring. Some stages are sealed on all sides, so it's impossible to ring out on them. Let's talk about the game modes. The main game mode is the Weapon Master. It's the story mode basically. The story is told mostly by text, and you go forwards on a map, doing several different missions, leveling up, acquiring gold, which you can spend on the shop to buy new weapons and some costumes, and mostly playing varied challenges, which are somehow non-orthodox, because you've got things like giving your opponent a bomb before the time runs out, fighting invisible opponents, and other varied things like landing 20 hits before the time runs out, and so and so. But the most numerous game modes are those under the original and extra features. What's the difference between the original and extra in the menu? It's that in the original you will only play with your character's standard weapon. And in the extra you can choose between several weapons with different effects for each character. It's fun to note that every character's got a mock weapon, a super OP weapon, and a corrupt version weapon. Those are like the staples everyone has, and the other types of effects vary from character to character. In both original and extra you've got an arcade mode, which is consisted of random opponents that you fight until your last one is a fixed one with a small cutscene playing before the fight, because they're rivals. After fighting a rival, you will fight Inferno, the unplayable boss of this game.
Battle, fight!
And of course you've got the two-player mode, which is the versus battle. In the time attack you fight fixed opponents, and your goal is to finish it in the least amount of time as possible to score new records. There are three types of time attacks: the standard, which is the easiest, the alternative, which is medium, and of course the hardest, which is the extreme. One of the game modes that I play the most is the survival. Survival consists of one-round battles, and the goal is to win as many battles as you can before you die. By finishing off each opponent, your health will be recovered a bit, and the further you go, the least health you're going to recover, so it's getting harder and harder, and the opponents get better as well. Only in the extra, you've got alternative modes for the survival. You've got the normal survival, and you've got the deathmatch, which is one hit KO, and the no recovery, which of course means that your health is never recovered there. If you wanna practice with more than one character, I'd recommend you to play the team battle. You can choose a team of 1 through 3 characters and fight other teams. Doesn't matter how many characters you put on your team, you will always fight against 3 characters. And it's like arcade mode, except that you fight with 3 characters and your health is fully recovered after you defeat each trio. And you've got also the versus team battle to play against a human opponent. Then we've got practice, and since each character's got many moves to master, that's the place you will want to go to study your command list. Also there, you can configure your CPU opponent at any difficulty you want. There are no rounds, you can kill each other as much as you want. It will keep on and on and on, so you can practice a lot. Besides its deep gameplay, this game features a very cool museum option. There you can see 3 beautiful art galleries of the game. You can also go to the battle theater to watch 2 computers fighting each other. One of the coolest things is the exhibition theater. There you will choose one character and watch his or her weapon demonstration. This is very cool. There are so many styles. The team who made this game must have done a very extensive research on martial arts. Oh, and you can also control the camera to see that from different angles. But since it does not zoom very well, I prefer to use the standard camera. In the character profiles you can see your character's bio, such as his backstory, as why is he there pursuing one of the swords or fighting other guys and girls. You can rotate the camera around him or her. You can listen to all of their voice clips. It's very cool to get to know the characters in depth. It's a very complete feature. In the weapon gallery you just see each weapon in the game and their backstory and their properties. They've worked out even that. It's a very deep game. And you can watch all of the game's cutscenes in the demo theater. Well, you can't watch the rival cutscenes of the arcade mode there, but you've got other cool CGI cutscenes which are very beautiful to watch as well.
Transcending history and the world, a tale of souls and swords, eternally retold.
All things considered, Soul Calibur 2 is a very well crafted game. Its gameplay is deep, its art is marvelous, both in the visuals and the songs. The options in the museum for you to delight yourself with that art are there for you. It's certainly worth it. I heard that to longtime Soul Calibur fans, Soul Calibur 2 is one of their favorite games in the series. No wonder that's the game they chose when they're going for the HD release. Soul Calibur 4 and 5, as I heard, had new mechanics that drifted away from the soul of the franchise. That's what longtime fans told me. I played mostly Soul Calibur 2 and 3, being that 3 is also beloved by those fans. That means that these games feature consistent gameplay that rewards your efforts. As I said before, I don't like 3D fighters in general, but I feel so much comfortable with Soul Calibur 2. It's a marvel, man. Play this. If you like any fighting games at all, if you like medieval settings, if you like swords, if you like magic, fantasy, it's got it all. It's really there for you.
You win!
This was another The Gaming Generation game review. I hope you liked. Check out our Facebook page and our YouTube channel for awesome gaming content. Every day you will find memes and playthroughs of the highest caliber there. Calibur, 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 Calibur. Alright, go there. Also check out my personal YouTube page, Leo Siren Games. There I post my gameplays almost every day as well. Mostly fighting games and some very funny single player games montages as well. Go there, have a blast, because I know you will. Have a nice day. Bye bye.